Good morning, my lovely people. How you doing this morning? It's a beautiful day. Okay, it's a beautiful day. For the fact that you're alive, you're still alive is a miracle. So let's be grateful to God for that. So, what do you say to God Almighty who has given you life and life in abundance and has made you to see this new day? What do you go to Papa God? You tell him, thank you. Awesome, awesome. You got it. So, what do you say to Satan, devil, who has tormented you for all this time, all these years? What has caused you to cry and to see life in the bad side? What do you say to him? Awesome, awesome, you got it. He deserved that. So what do you say to people who have loved you unconditionally, who have been there for you, who have shown you love despite your shortcomings? They were there for you when you were a liability until you become an asset now. What do you say to them? Those who have loved you unconditionally, what do you say to them? Awesome. Beautiful. You got that now. You said thank you to them. Thank you. Thank you. So you don't be ungrateful to those who have been loving, who have shown you love when you're down. Don't mind those people who begin to love you when you have something. These are fake lovers, okay? You love those who loved you when you were nothing. Awesome. So what do you say to those who hated you out of jealousy? What do you say to them? They hated you because you're progressing, you've started succeeding, and they become jealous of you. What do you say to them? Awesome, awesome. That's absolutely what they deserve. That's what they deserve. Good, good. You get it, my people. So, what do you say to those who have helped you to become who you are today? They've helped you in one way or the other, supporting you financially, giving you the resources that you needed to spring up. They've been very helpful to your success. What do you say to them? You say this to them. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's what they deserve. They've been helpful. They've given you all to make sure you grow. You must be grateful. Don't be ungrateful. I look at those people who always forget people who help them in difficult times. Now they think they've arrived. They want to have a new crop of friends, and they change. I mean, they look at those people who help them as trash. That's unfair. So you must be grateful to those who helped you when you were down. So what do you say to those who never believed in you? What do you say to them who never believed in you, who said you never amount to anything? They never supported you. All this while you were struggling, they think you don't have all it takes to make it. What do you say to them? Awesome, beautiful. You got it now. You've got it. They actually deserve this. They deserve this. Okay, so that's what he said to them. Those people who have despised you, who have believed you can amount to nothing. You said that to them. All right. So what do you say to who have helped you to achieve more, to become more, to get what you needed to get in life? You also say to them, thank you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And so now you also, to people who also have treated you wrongly, don't be sympathetic about that. You must also tell them and give them the piece of shit they deserve. Okay. So what do you say also to the system that has helped you to become better? The country where you are now, that have helped you to become better, you know, to do more. What do you say to them? To that country that has been, helpful to you. They provided you with all the catalyst that you needed to succeed as a human being. They provided the dividend of democracy in all ramification. They've got everything in place that made you to succeed. What do you say to that such country or such system? You say thank you. All right. You say thank you to such system that's been helpful to you, that has that's contributed to making you who you are. You succeeded because the system was correct. The system was correct. The government was correct. The practices were correct. So you succeeded because of these things. So you have to be appreciative to that country. You have to be supportive. Also, do your best to support the system that's also supported you. So what do you say to the system that has been corrupt, malfunctioning, fantastically corrupt, wicked, full of nepotism, tribalism, criminalities, and stealing of government resources, of the resources of the country? Such countries have they've caused people to jabba. Yeah, a lot of people have jabbered because of the stupid country or the irresponsible country. You know, there are so many countries like that in Africa. The people have they've migrated. They call it brain drain, skill drain. People have moved from Africa to other countries of the world, Europe, America, and in such places, people still face Africans still face they still face discrimination, racism. They face all manner of dehumanization. That's quite unfair. And these things are because of the evil practices of the politicians who are in power, who have been given the mandate to run the affairs of countries. You've Africans who are blessed with resources, we are blessed with everything, human resources, natural resources, and everything. But look at Africans all over Europe, all over America, and other places of the world. Africans are everywhere. They're being treated like trash. That's quite unfair. That's quite unfair. So those countries, especially, I'm particular about Africa. Those countries that the leadership have failed woefully, which has resulted the people to migrate to look for greener pasture when they have everything at home. What do you say to such country, to such leadership? What do you say to them? Good. They deserve this. Good. Give them this. They deserve it because they are not doing well at all. They do well at all. If they're doing well, how people will not migrate from Africa to some other places looking for greener pastures. Okay. So what do you say to people who constantly speak positive or encouraging words to your life? They'll often tell you, boy, girl, don't give up. It's going to be better. Don't give up. Don't give up. It's going to be better. What do you say to such people? You say to them, thank you. Because their words of encouragement have picked you up from the dungeon of life and lifted you to the mountains of greatness. Because words are powerful. When you drop them, they can mean very great thing to a person. Words can break, words can make. So what do you say to people who have constantly encouraged you to be great? They've spoken positive words to your life, and those words have manifested, they've germinated, they've become life to you. What do you say to them? Thank you. You say to them, thank you very much. All right. So what do you say to the person who constantly will say you never amount to anything? They'll say, what good can come out of this person? They never believed anything good can come out of you. What do you say to such persons, such individuals? Good. You say this to them. You say this to them. Awesome. That's correct. Right, you get it now. So what do you say to husbands or to spouse who leave their family? They went in a war. They left their family. They absconded. You left your children to suffer as a man. You left your kids to suffer. and the mother to raise the kids alone. That's quite unfair. You must come back to your senses, man. You must come back to your senses. So the men who abscond from their responsibilities, what do you say to them? Say to them this, because they don't deserve any applause. You must stick to what you've called for. You know, stop giving birth to children you can raise. All right, my boy, stop giving birth to children you can raise. So if you can do it, don't go there. So what do you say to men who stayed, despite the challenges, the troubles of life, the issues of life? What do you say to such men who stayed despite the worries of life? What do you say to them? They're great men. Good. They deserve this. They deserve this. They deserve this. A lot of time. They deserve this. Plenty of time. So you say so many thank you to them because they deserve it. So what do you say to uh, the woman who would chase her husband out of the house? Some certain places of this world, women have utmost control. They decide if you stay or if you leave. So what do you say to a woman who, despite the advantages she thought she has, she still remained loyal, she still remained respectful to her husband, despite the country where she found herself, despite the leverage she has in that country, but she still respects her man as the husband, as the head of the house. She's a virtuous woman. What do you say to her? She deserves this. So she's a beautiful woman. She's beautiful in the spirit. She's beautiful in the heart. You know, you say to her, thank you, because she she's respectful and she respects her husband unconditionally. So what do you say to the women who thought they have the advantage because they are in a particular country and they can treat their husband like shit? Some of them even eject their husband out of the house, evict their husband out of the house, and they own the house. What do you say to such women? They deserve this. Awesome. They, they deserve that in full. So what do you say to the country that welcomes you as a migrant? They welcomed you. They gave you the opportunity to succeed wherever you are. They gave you the opportunity to be great. You came into the country and the country was welcoming, and you had the opportunity to become who you are today. So what do you say to such country? Thank you, because you're full of gratitude to such country that has made you who you are now. So it's always a thank you to a good country that has welcomed you as an immigrant and has given you the chance to excel in this race of life. So what do you say to a country that hates immigrants? They always threaten to send back immigrants, deport 1 million immigrants a year. They treat immigrants like they're not human, forgetting that they themselves are early settlers. Yeah, they themselves, their parents were settlers, just like the current immigrants. So everyone migrated somehow. You know, your parents may have migrated some 100 years ago, and some other person is migrating today. It's all the same. We are all immigrants. So, what do you say to the system or the country that's rejected you, that's made you to have this rejection syndrome, that's affected your mind because you've been rejected. Probably you were rejected from your visa application. Let's start from there. Or probably you eventually got to the country. Everything wasn't working well for you. You've been you've been rejected from every corners. What do you say to such system? That's what you say to them. That's what they deserve. But that shouldn't deter you from becoming great and becoming who God says you are. Also, my beautiful, beautiful people, that is what it is. It is what it is. Go out there, have a beautiful day, and achieve greatness. Awesome. I'll be on your way very soon. Before then, stay blessed. One love. Cheers.